Pokepals, Navy Blue Suicune here with the first of what I hope to be a long line of Pokemon theory videos. So yeah, for today's video, I have in store for you all 3 theories in one video, a 3-in-1. So as always, before we get started, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to Navy Blue Suicune. Alright then, with all that done, let's get just right into it. So the first theory we have on docket is a very familiar one. It is regarding the 3 legendary beasts of the Johto region, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. Now, what theory could I have in mind that relates to those 3? Well, it is that the 3 Pokemon that perished in the burned tower and were resurrected by Ho-Oh as these 3 were a Flareon, a Jolteon, and a Vaporeon. So, my theory would suggest that they are in fact these 3. So, to prove this, we have to go back to where it all began in Ecruteak City, specifically in the past of Ecruteak, some roughly 150-ish years ago. So in the anime and the games, it's recognized that there was a civil war in Ecruteak City, and that as a result of the war, the formerly brass tower, now burned tower, caught on fire, was set ablaze by the conflict, and that 3 Pokemon perished within the flames. And my idea is that those 3 Pokemon that perished were, in fact, the 3 evolutions, Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon. Now, the reason I believe that it was these 3 in particular draws back to Eevee. Since Eevee is the genetic Pokemon, it is constantly stated in its dex entries and in its history that it has unstable DNA. I believe that that was what was required for Ho-Oh to raise these 3 back as the legendaries we're familiar with. So yes. Also, if you look at the history of the burned tower, it was built some 700 years before the times of generations 2 and 4. The tower was ignited by a mysterious fire, ignited by a bolt of lightning, and then suddenly put out by a downpour. Oh, the 3 nameless Pokemon, nameless no more, if my theory pans out. So, now, if we look at Ho-Oh, according to the anime, Ho-Oh lived in the Tin Tower in ancient times. When a war broke out, burning both the Tin Tower and the Brass Tower down, it created Raikou, Entei, and Suicune, and all 4 disappeared. Later, a new Tin Tower was erected, but Ho-Oh since then has never come back for sure. A sacred flame from Ho-Oh burns in the Ho-Oh Shrine at Mount Silver. It was obtained during the same war. So yes, this was in fact all too much to be a simple coincidence, and this is what I believe to have been the case. The second theory I have to propose to you all is a rather simplistic one. It is a Pokemon theory in relation to that people in the Pokemon world devised products such as Pokeballs, potions, and the like, the stuff that they sell at the Pokemart and at the department stores, purely through observations of the Pokemon and plant species around them, as well as emerging technologies. If you need any more evidence of that, let's turn to the following. So, first off, my first example I want to highlight is the Sylph Corporation, Sylphco, based in the Kanto region, specifically in Saffron City. Sylph is responsible for a lot of the Pokemon worlds, well, not just Sylph, but the Devon Corporation as well, but largely Sylph is responsible for the production of Pokeballs, potions, ethers, items that trainers buy at the Pokemarts and department stores to be able to go and use out in the wilds and in battle and such during their journeys. If you want any further evidence of Sylph's reliability and ingenuity, just look at Porygon. This is an artificial Pokemon that the Silph scientists developed. They created this thing, and it was created with the intent of navigating virtual space, cyberspace. It can fly through computers and the internet like as if it were nothing. The fact that they devised this must have either come from the study of other Pokemon, or they made their own simply through their observations. So yeah. So we can follow up on this though. In the Pokemon Legends Arceus games, underneath the Galaxy HQ, there is a section where a bunch of the folks who live in the town and are in this group, they come together and make things like Pokeballs, new potions, new items for the mart, and they devise these by playing around with the partly by observing the wild Pokemon species in the wilds, as well as what like medicinal plants, native plant species, naturally occurring products and foods and berries are growing out in the wilds and what they can do with them. Of course, this was largely out of a necessity for survival, but still the ingenuity and wit it must have taken. It also helps that there were lots of people from other regions all collaborating with one another to make the most of what they had around them. And speaking of making the most of things, we can't forget about the crafting table and crafting kit that we have access to in the Legends Arceus games. That's essentially a precursor to like a lot of it's a game that allows you to actually make your own items. Like before this, I had no clue that to make a potion, all you had to do was combine some oran berries and medicinal leaves. As medicinal leaves aren't really an item showcased in the main games, this goes on to explain that they must make them either at the mart or at a pharmacy somewhere and have them shipped over. That's my understanding of that. So yeah. This concludes, I believe I've demonstrated enough evidence to support that people in the Pokemon world have indeed created several items and products, largely in part from their observations of Pokemon and the materials around them. So for my third and final theory for this video, I would like to look at the possibility that Pokemon may perhaps originate from outer space. Now, this one's also a theory that's very commonplace among the community, but I would like to look at this under a more analytic gaze. So, yeah, let's get right to it. So, as first I'd like to look at some Pokemon species that very clearly either come from or alluded to be related to space. Eternatus, obviously from the Galar region, as in its dex description and what happens in Pokemon Sword and Shield, clearly confirm that this is a Pokemon that came from the depths of space. If we look further at information from Bulbapedia, it's stated that Eternatus is an extraterrestrial Pokemon that came to space inside a meteor around 2,000 years ago. So, there we have it. Bulbapedia itself confirms. So, there's one Pokemon from outer space. We have to look back, too. There's Deoxys as well, from the Hoenn region, or rather, from space originally and then the Hoenn region, as Deoxys was formed by the mutation of a virus from space. So another Pokemon that has its origin shared with outer space. Interesting. So if you want another example, Clefairy is also a Pokemon that has its origins in space, as it's widely accepted that potentially Clefla's whole line, Clefla, Clefairy, and Clefable, will come down from outer space riding a giant moonstone meteorite. So yes, the last Pokemon who I would like to discuss really more in depth is Kyurem, the ice dragon type Pokemon that hails from the Unova region, or again, rather, from outer space, as in Luconosa town, in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, it's stated, a long time ago, it is said that a large meteor came from the sky containing a terrifying monster. It was said that at night, the monster would appear in the town, along with the cold winds, and take away humans and Pokemon to eat them. Eventually, the residents of the town surrounded Lucanosa town in a wall to keep the monster out, and a rule was then set on the town that forbade anyone from leaving at night and encouraged people to stay in their homes. Even though Lucanosa residents claim to no longer believe this old story, they still stay inside of their houses at night, and the walls remain standing to this day. Now, with Kyurem's history, it's stated that between it, Reshiram, and Zekrom, there used to be one original dragon Pokemon, and yet a great chasm outside of Lucanosa town is where the meteorite carrying this original dragon Pokemon made an enormous crater. Obviously, it came from outer space. So yeah, that's with all that evidence of extraterrestrial Pokemon. We never know when the next space Pokemon may come. Who knows? Maybe Generation 9 may show that we're due for another one. So yeah, those were my three theory topics, and I hope to do more in the future. So yeah. Oh, I'd like to give a shout out to the Pokeraf, as the animated background you saw me use earlier was made by him. I commissioned him to do it, and I would like to refer you to him. Go subscribe to his channel and follow him on Twitter. He's a great guy. And a big shout out as well to Birdkeeper Toby, as watching his videos is what inspired me to come out and try and make my own. So yeah, Toby, here's for you too. So yeah, with all that said, my next theory video, I plan to have it out in at least a month. These, I'm not gonna have a set schedule for these. I'll try to make one once a month. However, whenever I find the topic, I'm debating. I think the next theory I may do is regarding Blue's Raticate. That's a widely held topic, so I may try and tackle that. So yeah. As always, please like, share, and subscribe to Navy Blue Suicune. It really helps the channel out immensely. Also, feel free to leave your comments down below with your thoughts and suggestions. So yeah, to YouTube and to my wonderful viewers, stay hydrated and battle ready. Navy Blue Suicune, signing off.